Take a look at these 3 pro player builds. Notice anything? It might be the fact that they have 3 or 4 active items. That is one of the 2 major problems with items in Deadlock. I'll discuss this and the other problem in a bit, but let me rant, let me yap about one specific item that I hate more than all the others, and that item is sprint boots. I mean, they're just so broken. You can move faster for 500. Nah, I'm just playing with you guys. It's slowing hex. Let me break it down for you guys. Slowing hex is 1750, meaning it's super cheap, and like the other spirit items that also target someone, they're auto aim, so you don't have to aim it at all. It does damage that also scales for some reason. It reduces your movement speed, and it reduces your dash distance, and it disables movement items and abilities. Before I even get into the core concept of the item itself, it's not even consistent. For example, slowing hex disables Ava on Calico, which is fine, but it doesn't do that to Burrow, which functionally works the same. It also doesn't affect things like Viscous Ult for some reason. And look, before people start complaining, I get it. Sometimes if you're playing against somebody that's good and they have Warp Stone, Superior Stamina, and it's a Lash with Grapple or something, they're just impossible to catch. I didn't even mention Majestic Leap. You kinda need slowing hex for people that can move really fast just so you can have a chance of pinning them down. So trust me, I know it's frustrating to not be able to catch someone. However, if the item only worked on those characters that had a ton of movement, it wouldn't be such a big problem. But you can use it on anyone that's in a decent or good position and suddenly put them out of position because they can't move and have no way of escaping for a few seconds. Like seriously, the dash distance reduction on this item is just so underrated. Combined with the fact that you can't move, it's, oh my god, this item just makes me want to kill myself. It's cheap, requires literally no skill to use, has a super low cooldown, and the way you could just lock people down just pisses me off. This item has no real counter other than to buy just a more expensive item. That's negative elixir trade, dude. That's not gonna work out for you. Stupid, and I hate it. Yoshi, I know you're watching this, please remove it. Anyways, now onto the real specific problems with items as a whole. So, like I mentioned in the intro, active items are just kinda too strong. Most of them give you insanely good stats, almost as good as non-active items, and their actual active is almost as powerful as just a normal ability. Take a look at Warp Stone. It gives you 20% weapon damage, not including the base weapon damage that tier 3s give. Gives you spirit power, and it gives you a teleport on a 16-second cooldown, assuming you have no CDR. It also gives you bullet resist. Absolutely insane. Debuff Remover just has a crazy passive on its own. Minus 40% on all debuffs. That's really good on its own, but also you can remove all debuffs on you and heal for 300. And sure, the cooldown's like 30 or 40 seconds, I think, but it's still so strong. Restorative Locket and Divine Barrier did get nerfed recently, but they're still pretty strong. Most people acknowledge that. Alkfire's passive is just nuts. You do so much more weapon damage. The spirit damage it does just by standing in it is also not bad. And the stats on it are just, oh, who thought this was okay? Echo Shard can be really, really broken. If you don't believe me, you haven't played against a Paradox that's built bomb. And Silence Glyph and Curse are almost as annoying as Slowing Hex, but they're just pricier, so I don't see them as much. But I think they're just so unhealthy for the game. I don't know about you guys, but if a character has a weakness of not having any CC, they should just not be able to get CC for extremely cheap. Knockdown I don't think is as bad because it's pretty situational. It's only really good against characters that fly a lot, so it has a specific purpose. Silence Glyph is not situational. You just use it on somebody aggressing or use it if you're chasing someone. It's always really good, works on everybody. Everybody needs abilities to be good. It's stupid. And Curse isn't even good. It's 6k item, but oh my god, it just pisses me off. Nobody enjoys being cursed. You don't get to play the game at all for 3 seconds if they don't have like duration. And the last example I'm really gonna use is Unstoppable. It's creepy. Yeah, if you've ever played against a 7 with Unstoppable, you know what I'm talking about. It's not fun for anyone. I can just keep going on, but I think you get the point. And I understand that active items to an extent have to be stronger than non-active items because they require skill to use. They require input from you, which means they should have more potential. I get that. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm not that stupid at least, but a lot of them just feel so overtuned right now, and most of them barely get touched. Warpstone hasn't gotten a nerf since I've been playing the game, and that's been since like October or September. The second main problem that I really have with items is just items giving random ass stats. Here are a couple of examples of what I'm talking about. Long Range gives you less reload time and bullet shield. Cold Front gives you spirit resist. Superior cooldown gives you ammo. Like, what are we thinking? This is just not new player friendly. One thing I really appreciate about Deadlock is how simple the items are. Basic magazine gives you more ammo. Extra spirit gives you extra spirit. But why does cooldown give you ammo? It doesn't make sense. You can make this game so much nicer to newer players, which puts it on top of other MOBAs, because MOBAs are notoriously hard to get into. But they just give random stats, and also it's really hard to balance for the devs. For example, are people buying superior stamina for the movement, or is it for the movement and the insane spirit power? If you're playing a character that needs movement, like Clash for example, but also needs damage, just get superior stamina. There is no trade-off. You're getting the best of both worlds. So you can't balance an item around its win rate or its pick rate, because you don't know why people are buying it. People should be buying specific items for specific purposes. And sure, I'll give them credit here. Some items do make sense even if they don't seem like they do. For example, Torment Pulse gives you health. A bit strange at first, but if you're buying Torment Pulse, that means you need to be in a lot more, which means the health helps you be a little bit tankier. That one makes sense, that one's fine. Enduring Spirit gives you spirit power, so you can get more out of the spirit lifesteal it gives. That one's okay too, I don't mind that one. But for the examples I gave earlier, why does long range give you bullet shield? It's an offensive item. You need to be using it to attack. There's no reason it should give you defensive properties. I don't understand. And like I also mentioned earlier, active items usually give stats that are almost as good as non-active items, so there's no reason not to buy them, because you get the stats and the extra ability. Dude, just look at Alkfire's stats. What the fuck? Debuff remover casually gives you 40% to all debuffs, like I mentioned earlier, and Majestic Leap gives you 10 spirit power. 10! Lash players get a cool 22 spirit power from superior stamina and Majestic Leap, so they can just do damage and have movement. Look, in my opinion, a lot of active items just need small number tweaks, like Warpstone. It's fine as a concept, it just shouldn't be on a 16-second cooldown, assuming you don't have any CDR. And all items need to not give stats unrelated to their purpose, and if they do, it shouldn't be a lot. Like, I wouldn't really care if superior stamina gave you like 4 spirit power. Check out the other videos on screen. YouTube thinks you will like them, and also look at the description for ways to support me. Okay, thank you for watching. I love you.